In this video I will show you step-by-step instructions on how to build a yearly personal finances system. This tool gives you the opportunity to input 4 categories of income month by month. You can also input as many expenses as you want. You can either input your expenses directly on the dashboard, or if you have categories with a lot of expenses, you can input them on a separate sheet and the totals will be consolidated on the dashboard. Some charts give you a quick view on your monthly income and expenses, and another chart shows you a split of your income and expenses. Finally, at the bottom of the page, you can have a quick look on how much you are saving every month.
Okay, to start with, 12 columns for the month. Put January here, and I will drag it all across until I reach December. Okay, one too many. So I just go under the home here, and I right-click on normal. So this is the normal style. And I modify it because I want to have a dark mode here. It's very much in fashion. So fill. Here I'm using the latest Microsoft theme. Fifth, I think it's dark teal. Select the top one as the fill, and at the font I will take the white font. So when I press OK, it should all turn to this. I don't think it's dark enough, so I'm just going to change it again. I'm just going to choose this time something deeper than this. It's going to be this one here. Okay, so that's better. I'm going to broaden that a little bit, and I'm going to put some borders. So the borders will be most of the time white, but for the main for where when you put all the numbers, I put a light gray. But for this one, I just want to put white. Okay, so that will be here this way, and I'm just going to center this. I'm going to extend that until the month fits perfectly. Okay, so that's done. Now I want to split this into two. The first one will be the income. And I'm just going to give myself maybe 4 for the income, and then will be the expenses. I'm gonna push that a little bit here, and here I'm just going to put salary. I'm just going to put some random one, investments, and cash, say. And I want to put this. The income one, I want to put it a slightly different color. So I'm just going to go back to the same column here, but I'm going to take the one at the top. And we'll worry about the grid later on. And all the rest will be expenses. But I want to split expenses into 2 categories. The one that we will input here, so direct input here. And I want to allow for a grouping. Like for instance, where groceries or stuff like that, things that you do quite often. I want to give you the possibility to be able to go to another tab, put all this, and here that will be consolidated here. So here that will be grouped. For lack of a better word, I might find a better word for all this later on. And so this will be the same color, but here I just need to start with, I'm going to give the same color as income, I think. Okay, so now that I have done that, I can play around with having more later on, but I'm going to select all these. And I'm going to go back to the border. But this time I want a very light gray. I think if it's full white, it's a bit too much in your face when there's a lot of it. That is still in your face, but maybe not as much. So I think that for the time being, that should be okay. Yeah, so maybe I'm just gonna actually go back. Border, more borders. Just gonna give it something maybe a little bit darker. Okay, that is better. Okay, so as I'm working on theme now, what I want to do is, I don't want to have only those 2 colors. I want to give a bit of brightness to this. So here, I think I'm just going to go with the same idea of light for income and dark for expenses. So I'm going to just choose this here. This will be highlighting the income, and this will be highlighted the expenses. So here, same. This is a plum accent, and before I think it's going to give it to me here. Yeah, so that was a dark teal. So I'm just going back to this. Yeah, plum accent seems to be okay. Now I would like to, yeah, so we're already doing the fine tuning. I don't know if I do this, if it's going to remember the white. It looks like it doesn't remember the white, so I need to go back here, more borders, select the white, and then do this to be sure. And then if I go back here, I can just press F4, it should apply it too. So all this, obviously, I'd like to put it in italics. And here I'm just going to start with the manual one. So the direct input here, I'm just going to actually select some. I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm just going to be, it's not extremely pleasant to watch someone type, especially when type relatively slowly. And this will deal with those after. This will come from another tab. Okay, so here what do we have? We have the total income. And here we will put the total expenses. Okay, so just going to remind the color. The format pen this. And here I'm just going to, yeah, format pen that as well. Okay. Now I'm just going to have to start inputting some numbers. So I'm just going to put some basic so we know for the time being. And so here the total income will be very easy to calculate. We just do an auto sum of this. And total expenses, the same thing. So we're just going to do a total of this. Just going to do some basic formatting. So here I'm in Australia, so it's the comma for the thousands, but if you do it on yours, you should have your default value. Does it look, so what do we, yeah. Okay. Same here. I just don't put the currency, so this way you can have whichever currency you like. And here for each month, I suppose I could just drag this one down here. And I say this is what? The income less the expenses. So it's not going to look good for the time being, but we can work on that. Here I would like to have a double. So let's have a double line, more borders. So that's a bit of a challenge with Excel. As soon as you, I think it's a defect. So as soon as you select a color here, it shows all these with the same color, which is great for some colors. But when you have put white like this, it hides everything, which I think is well, ridiculous, really. So here I just want to select the double, which I've done, and I want to make sure this is applied. So here we have a bit of a stronger border here. I mean, actually, if I press F4 here, what's this going to give me? It's going to do it as well. Yes, it's working. Okay, so just let me, I suppose, give you a little bit more. I'm just going to paste a little bit more numbers here. So here we have the variance. So here we are better. So here we are good. We have positive. So I'm just going to drag this, the calculation. I'm dragging it all the way across. Before I have a look at the other months, I want to work on the grouped thingy that we will do later on. So what else did I want to do on this? I wanted to have also a total, a cumulative total. So for the first line, what I just do is I just copy this, and for the second line, I will be copying this. But after, I will be adding month by month. So here I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that's it. So that stops here. Okay, so here I'm just going to copy this format painting here, and I'm just going to copy the dark one, format paint here. I just copied one. Okay, so I just need to put it across. Okay, looks like this one didn't take the message. Okay, I know why. It's because we need to make sure that we apply the formatting here to everything in this table. Okay, so we are what, 10 minutes, and we've already had a very good start here. I want to do some conditional formatting here. Okay, so here what I want to do is, and I want to do that now, this way this part will be more or less done, with the exception of the grouped. I want to show something here that tells me if I'm up or down. I know there's a number here, but I just really want to rub it in to increase the motivation of being up, I suppose. So here what I'll be doing is I'll just be putting an equal here, and I want exactly the same number as a field above. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll create a new rule, and I'll just highlight the cells that are greater than 0, and I will be putting a green field with dark green text if it's greater than 0. Now, if it's less than 0, if it's less than 0, sorry, it's less than 0, I want the red. Okay, just put 0 here, put the red. Now that I've done that, I can go into my manage rules, and I want to put a bit of a lighter green. I don't like this strong green like this. Just prefer, so that's for the font. For the fill, I just want to be more subtle with this, and for the red, same thing. Format, and for the fill, like it, so I just use this trick here. I'll go under more colors. So we've sorted the green and red here. So if I remove some of my income, that should turn to red. So that works. Now what I want to do is I want to remove the number. Now that we have the color, I want to remove the number, and I want to put a sign instead, an icon instead. So I'm just going to go for the icon set, and I'm going to go for the good old tick and cross. So might as well use Excel to the full extent of its power. But here we need to fine tune it because it doesn't look extremely good. So we just go back here. So the first thing to do is to edit the rule. And the first thing we want to do is show icon only. So that will remove the number. And I want to change this to the numbers instead of percent. So here I have percent here. It would show then based on a percentage, but I don't want that. I just want to show a tick when it's greater to 0, and when it's this, I just don't want to show any icon when it's there, and when it's smaller than 0, I want to show a cross. So this is how you can read it. You have numbers here. Greater to 0, I put a tick. Smaller to 0, I put a cross. And that's it. So here, let's have a look. So first of all, I'm going to put that in the center. And if I remove some of the salary, so that works. So what else do we need to do here? So not much. So what I want to do is, so if I call this the dashboard, what I would like to do is to give the users the possibility to go and consolidate some data here. Like for instance, I would say, so to start with, I'm just going to copy the headings, the January here, for instance. I'm going to recopy the 12 month. I don't have to be very fancy here with the formatting. It's going to give me that in blank. But I don't need to be too fancy here with the formatting, really, because it's not on the dashboard. We put all our design efforts on the dashboard. It didn't even bother doing the rest here. So we'll have a look at this at the end. So the first one we could do is, for instance, groceries. And let's just put it on the side here. And then that would give users the opportunity to input several lines for the month. And then we calculate the total. And then, so let's just do this first. So this is the white. So therefore, it all goes. Couldn't put white on this one, not gray. And I put groceries here. And then, so here you would input all your groceries, and here that would be the total for each month. So how can we make sure that it's understandable? We're going to put a text, and also we want to put a double border here. So for memory, I know it's here. So I'm just going to put it here this way. So let's see if it works. So it does work. Oh my God. So here I'm just going to put the auto sum. So for instance, during January, I'm just going to try and do this now. I just see if it works. Yes. During January, say you have a first shopping $50, after $25 and $10. And then here you would put the total here. Okay, so that will be your total of the month. So instead of putting every number that you have here, you just put the groceries here. So I'm just going to start with this one. Groceries. And here I will put the first one. For January, I will put this number here. And then I copy that across. Okay. And then we need to do that several times. I might have been a bit carried away here, but I want to make sure that we have enough rows. And while I'm at it, actually, what I want to do is I want to put plenty of inserts here, because there's always someone telling you, oh, but there's not enough lines. So just you give plenty, and you go under data, and you group them, and then you go this way. For this one, I'm going to limit it, actually. I'm going to limit it. I just don't want to put too many here. I'm just going to put grouped one. What else could be? It's a silly example, but let's put coffee, for instance, here. Coffee. We're keeping the same number, so here you would have the second one. Coffee. And then here you would have this sheets here. So now I just need to do that several times to maybe give the opportunity to input more stuff here. So just going to copy that. I'm going to freeze the screen here so users can input their data. So here I'm just going to put group 3, here group 4, here I'm just going to put group 5, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then and here I'm just going to put 300 so that I know, so I can do some testing. 400. And here 500. Or even 5,000, okay. Okay, so here I'm just going to put group 3. And here I'm going to take the total of the group 3 for that month. Here I'm going to put the group 4. Concentration. And here I'm going to put the group 5. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just going to add another one here, group 6. Group 6, insert copy cells, group 6, 6, and put 6,000. So users will need to come here and change the labels here. Yeah, something that needs to be reminded, and this cannot be changed. Otherwise, it could become a bit messy. Now, what I need to remember is to drag that all the way across to make sure that we pick up all the months, and I'll be doing some basic testing. Here, for instance, for group 5, I'm just going to put 5,000, 5,001 at the end. Here, 6,000 60,001. Okay. See, does that show? That's it. It's showing. It's showing. Okay, do I want to get rid of those dots? Actually, I've decided I'm going to leave the dots here so that they will realize that they cannot input something here by mistake. That's actually a good idea. I could remove them, but I'm not going to as a prompt. Okay. So here I should have the total, but I don't have them yet because I need to drag this across. And have my cross. Okay. Okay, so there's a 13,000 here, so that's getting a little bit carried away. So that's good. So we have this. As usual, I don't want to have an overlook at the design yet, so I'm just going to have a think later on when everything is here if I want to change something so it looks a bit nicer. So that is done. So actually, I'm not sure that there's that much more to do, to be honest. You know, it's always good to have a total by month, so why not? Is that, suppose I want to put that at the center. So here I'm just going to brutally copy this for the time being and see where it takes me. I just want to put a total here. So this is a total. I'm going to put it in bold, and I'm going to put total like this, so you know how much of your salary have been. And that'll be also useful for the chart that we want to do per expense type and income type. So here I just want to do a sum of the item here. Very simple. Excel guessed it before me, so I'm just going to put it in bold. Now it'd be very tempting to drag that across, but if you do this, you're going to drag also the conditional formatting. So if you don't know how to do this, just put copy. You select where you want it to go, and you right click and you select formula. So you only copy the formula and you don't mess up the rest. And then you put your bold back. And here, this is here. Okay. Okay, we have this, we have that. Now, I want to put some charts. Now, before we go into the charts, I've just copied more data here, so I have a better idea when we do the chart where it takes us. I don't like seeing all those red crosses, though, so I need to give myself a salary increase, so I need to ask someone to stop spending money in a group 5 and 6. Come on, guys. And actually, I need to tidy that up a little bit to make it a little bit clearer. So I'm just going to use, let's go crazy with the colors. I'm going to use this. That's very subtle, just to understand that is a total here. That's a total, so that's the one that will be copied. Do not touch this, so I like to put in italic things that are not supposed to be input. So I'm just gonna copy this here and put that in italic. Copy, italic. Now some people have been telling me that I don't show the step-by-step enough. Sometimes I go too fast, so this time I'm really doing a step-by-step. Okay. So here we need to put a title at some stage. Consolidation of expenses. Consolidation of expenses for each month. Consolidation of expenses. That doesn't mean much, but okay, so I'm just going to put all these, select all this, I'm going to merge it all, and I'm going to put it bigger, put it in center. Consolidation of expenses per month. Okay, so here I wanted to remove some of these expenses, a bit too much here. Too much, so I can see a bit some green here. Oh, there's more green, so that's okay. Here you have December, which doesn't make sense. That was just for a test, so I can remove it. Oops. Remove it. Remove it. Okay. Now I think we're ready to do this chart. So for the chart here, I wanted to show month by month, side by side, total income and total expenses. So I'm just going to grab this as well. I'm just going to grab all these. I don't want the total, otherwise it's going to mess up things. I'm going to insert a chart. Let's have a look which chart we could put. So I want to put it on top. So here that okay, this one will be okay, but I'm just going to go to all charts so you can see that you need to select the one where they are side by side, not this one, because this one to put it on top of each other, side by side here. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to show it at the top here. At the top here. So I want to align it perfectly here. So in order to do this, okay, first of all, I just want to replicate the color here. I didn't want to go with the blue again. As I was saying at the beginning, I wanted to have two sets of color. Otherwise, it become extremely boring. Unlike this video, which is extremely interesting. Okay. Now, I thought I selected that. Is that too aggressive? Okay, so in order to view if it's aggressive or not, I want to put a no fill. I'm still, sorry guys, sorry for the, okay, I need to click on the chart itself. Now you can see this around. And here I need to put no fill. So that will give me a better idea. Okay, so this is no fill. I click on the grid, on the lines, remove it. I remove the total. This is yearly, high level. You don't want to get bogged down. We have the numbers here. If we want them, we don't need to repeat them on the chart. That's what I think. You can if you want to. It's very easy. If you want to add the labels, add data labels. And then you need to put them in white, otherwise you don't see them. There you go, here they are. But I don't want to do it. I just, for me, this is supposed to be a high-level stuff, so I'm just going to stick to it. What else do I need to remove? So I want to remove the chart title at the top. I want to be able to squeeze that in. I'm going to take this bigger, and then I'm going to squeeze that a bit more. And I have the legend at the bottom that I want to remove as well. Okay. Now this one, I'm just going to put it one notch down. And I want to put some borders again. So I'm going to format. I think the borders look very good when there's some dark background, sorry. Shape outline, white. Shape outline, white, if you remembered it, yes. So this is good. Also here I can remove the legend. And do I still have something now? And here, so here, this is the way you do this is you make sure that the first one is in January, and then you drag it until this one reach. Actually, I'm going to have to put something in December here. That's it, and here as well. Okay. Yes, you need to make sure that you put something temporary in December so you can size this exactly, that it goes on top of the month. Now I could change this, I don't know, I'm going to keep changing stuff now, so is that too dark? Yeah, as soon as you add the white border, I think it changes things a little bit. So I think this is a little bit, yeah, okay. We're getting fine-tuning territory already. So it depends if you want to have it just right on top or just like this. Okay, I think this looks good. But, you know, I'm biased, obviously. Now, I want also to show a spread by type. So here, for instance, if I select salary, investment, cash, and the total here, I do an insert, and I select a pie here. So by default, my pie has white borders. It's because this is what I use usually. So if you don't have it, it's very simple. You just select it all, and you go into Format and Shape Outline, and here you put the white border. So here I just need to make sure I select the right one. So what is the first one? The big one is a salary. Okay. So this is income, but I don't want to leave income like this. I want to remove this. Actually, now that I've selected it, I want to remove it. So here I want to, okay, first of all, we said this will be the lighter color. So I'm going to chart design, and I'm going to ignore all these, and I want to stick to the same color. So here you have two types. I want to go back to this plum. This is the official Microsoft name is plum. I don't want to go from dark. I want to leave the dark for the other pie chart. I want to go here, select this one here, the lighter one. And I want to add the data labels. I'm going to put them, well, do we want the numbers? I don't think I want the numbers actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to format data labels. And here I want to put, for the label options, I'm going to put value from sales. And I'm going to select the things here on the left. That's it. So the idea is to give you a high level. And here, now I can remove the value. I'll go back here and give you a bit of a white. I could even go bold if I wanted. Now what I will be doing is I will be doing the same trick, shape fill, no color. Okay, and I need to remove, as usual, the shape outline, no outline. Now, oops, I'm just expanding the pie, which I didn't really want to do that. Okay, so, and then if you don't know how that works, you have the choice when you right click on the format data labels, you can decide where to put the label position here at the bottom. So put it in center, inside end, outside end, or best fit. Let's try and put it in outside end at this stage. Once again, if you want to put the values, you're more than welcome, but the value is already here. It's a matter of preference. Now I want to do the same thing with the expenses. Obviously, there's much more. So what I do is I do a Control D. I do a Control D to duplicate this, and hopefully that will work. And here, instead of, click on the series, instead of setting just the top here, I want to drag that down, and I want to select everything here. So let's see if it works. Doesn't seem to be working. So sometimes it doesn't refresh, so I go to change chart type, and I just press OK. Okay, I know I've just changed the label here, so that's probably why. I need to also, that demo was going so well until now. Okay, that is better. So, and here it's the same color, but if I want to go back here, the chart design, and then maybe you choose the other way around. So there's a little bit darkness here, but there's not that much darkness. So I suppose you can pick and choose. Yes. So here the biggest value will be in dark, and here the biggest value will be in light, which is consistent with this, I suppose. And then we can work it out from here. So here there's plenty. So here the data labels obviously are wrong because I've just selected data labels from here. So what I can do now is I can go format data labels. And instead of taking this range here, I'm just going to take that range here. And now it's a little bit crowded. That's because we have plenty of small expenses here and the like. So here you can right click on it, format data label, see if there is anything that makes it a little bit clearer inside, but best fit. Yeah, best fit works. Well done, Microsoft. I'm impressed. Okay. So we have our two expenses and income chart here. What I thought I'll do is I'll insert a text box to put the totals on each. Okay. So the text box, to be consistent with this, I want to put it the same color as this, which I think, which one did I choose in the end? And I want to put a white border around it, shape outline white. And I click on the border here, and I want to get the number from the total income, which is here, this one here, the bottom here. Total income, total. Here it is. So here I click again, and I just go and do some formatting here, put it in the center, putting bigger. And I want to put it here on top. I think that works for me. Hopefully it works for you. Yeah, putting it up, whoops. Putting it on top, I thought it was too much of a vertical line. I think it's good to break it here. And I'm doing the same with this. I'm just gonna try and duplicate to see if it makes things much easier for me or not. So it all looks good, but as soon as you change this, unfortunately, here I just want to put 38 instead, which is this one. It usually messes up my format. Not too much. So here I want to go to a darker one. Okay. And I want to put a bigger size. What size did we have here? 24. 24. Oh, got that one right. Okay. Now you know how to align this, so you just click on the two and you go to shape format and you go align center. There's two things here. I want to add another box because I don't want to write in a cells directly. I just want to be able to have the possibility to move that wherever I want. Just going to put I don't even need to put yearly finance 2020. Just going to put 2025. So here, that in white, that in actually, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to put a no fill here, I think. And I'm just going to take it to the extreme. To be confirmed. Finance. Yeah. So, okay, I'll have a look at the final format towards the end. So here, shape outline, no outline. Now I'm going to zoom out to see what it looks like from a distance. Now I think this looks a little bit too big, right? So I just would like to have a smaller thing. Smaller. I think we need a title, a more prominent title maybe. Something that will go all across. Put it back to white, and here stick with the blue. And I think I need to put a longer my personal yearly finances. Okay, so we're really getting into very small fine-tuning, but you could align those two if you wanted. You could add the dollars. You could, here I think I need to show you just the way page layout, you can change the colors if you want it. So here, that's what I was telling you earlier on. I'm using the Office one, which is the latest, but if you move this across, you see you have all sorts. If you really don't like this one, there's some blue, there's some, I think the reds usually are quite good. This is a dark mode, not everything will work, but if you're more subtle, this one gives you more the same tone across the board. If you're nostalgic of the old Office, I give you this or this, and this one blue and green, but there's a bit of white in between, so that's okay. So that's pretty much it. I think this one is relatively simple. The only formula I can think of that I've used is the sum, and which is really basic, and the charts are usually pretty straightforward once you know how to use them. But anyway, that's enough for me. So here maybe some additional formatting maybe would be better, I think, now that I think about it. What if I had something like this across maybe? Now, is that better or is that worse? Don't answer. Groceries. And I could even do the Merchant Center. How does that look like? What do you guys think? You know, that's a bit like when my dentist asks me what I think. How am I? And I cannot talk. But Merchant center. Maybe. Okay, so the same size, 14. I think this one will be a little bit more user-friendly. I just need to check now that it's being taken by on the other side. Oh, hang on, it's not what I wanted to do. So here, is it still picking them up? Yes, 3, 4, yes. It works. So what's the size? 14, I'm just going to copy the size. That's it. So I'm going to do this for the rest. I think even I'm just going to try and do a format paint here on this one. That works. Okay. Would that work here? We'll see. It works. 5 format paint here. Okay. That's a little bit better. And maybe the total, we can put them into a different type of blue to match in your face. Yes, let's be subtle here. So here, I think I'm going to close on this. I'm just doing F4 across the board. This is not the main dashboard, but still they will be spending time here, I believe. So as long as we have to be careful that we don't input any totals here. Instead, we need to input them in those blue part here. So here, just going to check that it still works. I don't know why. Grocery shopping, put instead. So why it wouldn't work, but we've seen worse. So here, to extend it a little bit. Okay. So it's all good. I hope you enjoy that. Now, I'm just going to put that in the can.